My first goal, using academic games, had a post average of 4.36. A 3 on this rubric represents that they neither agree nor disagree. Therefore, the 4.36 indicates that most students do agree we use academic games. The standard deviation was a 0.76. This represents the kids are more consistent with slightly more agreeing than disagreeing on the data. This data was misinterpreted initially by many students because they were unaware of what the question was actually asking. They took it very literally. In fact, as the class discussed the goal for anecdotal purposes, many agreed that we use it primarily for English language arts and math. They wanted games used in all content areas. So as the year progressed, we did that. We incorporated games into social studies as well as science. My second goal was purposeful homework. The mean of this post-survey was a 4.38. Therefore, more of them agreed than not that our homework is purposeful. The standard deviation was lower on this data, with a 0.66, showing that more students all felt the same way. Upon discussion, students indicated that their response mirrored their opinion that homework was a necessary evil that they would rather not do at the beginning of the year, and now it seems they better understand its purpose on their path toward mastery. My third goal, providing rubric and scales, had a mean of 3.96 post-survey. A score of 3 on the rubric represents neither agreement or disagreement from the students. This score is close to being a 4 in agreement. There are still students who do not want to give up the traditional grading scale. It also indicates that it may have been better if I had implemented this piece earlier. Once again, most of the students agreed, but there are also some uncertainties. With a standard deviation of 1.09, this also shows that students were inconsistent in their understanding, or that I could have tweaked it a bit more. An initial roundtable discussion made it clear that students were not sure what the scales reference meant, and that they just clicked or circled answers that were middle of the road. In terms of the data, this fact would skew the intended purpose. In terms of my understanding, this also made it clear that my class would require express direction as we went forward in the year. Using this information, next year I can use the scales in the first 9 weeks to help in their transition. We have now developed scales and rubrics for math and have been discussing each of the priority standards in more depth. This helps with both understanding and accountability. As a class, what it is we should know about each standard and what we need to do to get a proficient level on the scales. We have also discussed what items could be lagging if we didn't get a proficient on the scale. These factors guide the academic games and purposeful homework if needed. I think the kids really appreciate that piece of it also, how they were part of coming together to find a solution for what they deemed as extra work. And now they see it come to fruition as we work toward mastery on these scales. And going forward, I think it proves beneficial to all, and that the kids are on board with that as well.